Here's a quick explanation of the new version, version 1.4 of Modbus TCP Client. In this version, we've got a few changes, and this video is just going to show what those changes are. So we've got two versions on the screen here. This is the old version, version 1.3, and here's the new version 1.4. Now the first difference that you will notice is this part of the window here looks a bit different now. On the old version, we have had a string here which showed us that it was function 3, unit ID 1, every 1000 milliseconds, and transmit count and error count. Now we have got the same information and a little bit more, but a little bit more descriptive up in the new window. So firstly, we can see function 3 on the old one. We can see here Modbus function 3 selected. We can also see the register address, which we couldn't in this one here. There was no register address visible. We can see the quantity of registers. We can see the Modbus unit ID. We can see the time. And there's not enough room to have descriptions against each of those, but when you hover the cursor over it, the tooltip will tell you what the value is. And in addition to that, we've got the counters. We've got one counter for the transmit count, which is what that one used to be. We've got one counter here for the receive count, how many packets we've received back. That didn't exist in the old version. We have now also got a timeout count, how many timeouts we've got, and how many errors we've got. And in addition, there's a button here that allows you to reset those counters. So at any point in time, you click that button and you reset the counters. We can also see the IP address and the port number, and we can change that right here without going into any other menu. So there's a little bit more information available, and you won't have to go into menus anymore. You still can, so in the old version here, we had the ability to double click on here, and that gave us the option to change all those parameters. We don't really need to go into any other screen to change some of the basics here. However, we've still got the ability to double click, and whilst we can change everything that's in here, we've got a couple of other options in here. We have got the read-write disable an error, the byte swapping, and in addition to that, we can also see what the Modbus string looks like, the Modbus request, what that looks like. So there's a few more options in here that we've now got available. In addition to that, the settings function now gives us a few more options in the new version, version 1.4. We have got a bit of information here about different register formats. So we've now got the ability to utilize the prefix, and the prefix in the old one we were just using 0 to 65,535. But here we can now use what is the Modicon addressing scheme. Now we can turn that off, and this is just the raw addresses, so that's exactly what it was before if that's off. But when we turn prefix on, we can select how many digits we're using, and the smallest one is 4. Addresses look like this. The largest one is 6, where the addresses look like that. So hopefully that allows you to match it better to your application. We've also got the option here of selecting a 0 or 1 based register address. So if we got a 1 based register address, first register starts with 1. If it's 0 based, it starts with 0. So that's all selectable here. And once you've got that selected here, that is also then enforced in your register addresses here. So because we've got that switched on or switched to give us the addressing style with the prefix, while we've got holding registers selected, they must be in a certain range. So if I just enter a register number here and press enter, I'm reminded that 23 is too small. Holding registers are between 40,000 and 49,999. So when I enter a correct address, of course that works fine, there's no complaints. And that format, that's what can be changed when I use the settings. So if I don't use the prefix here, we are now using raw addresses, and that would be address number 4. I can then use the addresses, and that's what it used to be. So if you want to use it in exactly the same way as what it used to be, just go into settings and switch off the prefix. If you want to use the Modicon style, PLC style addressing, and here you will see what the addresses are for each of the register types. It'll show you immediately what addresses you've got available. So that's all the changes that we've got for this version. There is one more bit of information in here, which is going to come in very handy. If you're a bit unsure and a bit confused about all the different ways that registers can be addressed, click on the question mark here, and there's a whole page with explanation on what's what and how Modbus addressing actually works. That is also available to you through in the help menu. There's a register addressing available, and you can get to that same page. So with that, version 1.4 is going to be released very shortly in January 2026. So if you have any questions, don't hesitate to drop us an email, support@apphugs.com. Or you can just go to the help function, and there's an email support option in there which allows you to send us email directly from the help. Thank you for watching the video.